I have a picture of a coal-fired power station hanging on the wall of my office. It was a gift from Latrobe Valley Power Station workers from before I entered Parliament, thanking me for representing them after I fought to protect their wages and conditions after privatisation. In the last few months, I've visited Rockhampton, Gladstone, Townsville, Newcastle and Singleton with a simple message. We have to get out of coal and gas while supporting coal and gas workers. I've assured these communities that coal and gas workers are not the enemy. We are all in this together. My message to coal and gas workers is simple. Thank you. You have helped build this country. You have done dangerous jobs and fought hard for secure work with good wages, and we respect the incredible contribution that you've made to this country. The Greens' $19 billion job-for-job guarantee that preserves coal workers' wages at current rates for 10 years as we phase out the industry and grow new businesses to take coal's place has been very well received. In many places, the best job for a coal worker is another mining job. And so we as the Greens back the growing green minerals sector in Australia, where we mine and process here the metals and minerals that we need to make batteries, electric cars, wind turbines and other products to sell to a zero pollution world. People aren't stupid. We can all see the writing on the wall. We want a future for our kids. The Greens will tell working people the truth and we will not abandon them. Because telling the truth is more important now than ever. And the truth is, we're at war. People are being chased from their homes by floods and fires. Our enemy is the climate crisis. The enemy is fuelled by coal and gas. Mining and burning coal and gas is killing people. And Liberal and Labor want more. The war is bleaching our reef, burning our forests to the ground, dropping rain bombs on our cities and towns, damaging our communities and our economy. Last month, I was in the flood-hit areas of Brisbane and Lismore. It was like a war zone. Floods had ripped through the towns, uprooting people from their homes. And this war isn't happening in 2030 or 2050, it is happening now. Liberal and Labor talk of a policy of appeasement, but their weak 2030 targets will cook our country by more than 3 degrees. Liberal and Labor haven't just given up, they are aiding the enemy by backing more coal and gas. Liberal and Labor are backing 114 new coal and gas projects around the country. And today, the Labor leader confirmed that Labor won't stop new coal mines. Just let that sink in for a moment. When everyone, from the world scientists to the United Nations and even the conservative International Energy Agency, all say that to reach even the inadequate net zero by 2050 goals, there can be no new fossil fuel projects, none, Liberal and Labor back 114 new fossil fuel projects. I don't know how Liberal and Labor can look at towns like Cobargo, Mallacoota, Lismore or Ballina in the eye and tell them that opening a new coal and gas mine is a good idea. They have blood on their hands. They have the blood of the people who were trapped in their flooded homes or burned to death trying to run away from a raging bushfire. This financial year, Liberal and Labor governments around the country are handing out $11.6 billion worth of subsidies to the coal, oil and gas industry, a massive 12% increase on last year's figure and 56 times the budget of the National Recovery and Resilience Agency. The most recent budget takes $350 million of your money, of public money, and gives it to gas pipeline studies and the fracking of the gas in the Beetaloo Basin, with billions more for new gas terminals in Darwin, all to benefit fossil fuel corporations. Then there's the Beetaloo Basin, driven by the Labor government in the Northern Territory, a project so big that it will lift Australia's own emissions by up to 13%, rejected by the traditional owners, opposed by the majority of Australians, yet received $226 million so far in taxpayer handouts from Liberal and Labor. Then there's Labor's Scarborough Gas Project in Western Australia, the only state where emissions keep going up. It's one of the world's most dangerous projects. Then there's Labor's plan in Victoria to mine for gas and oil around the 12 Apostles, opening the pristine Southern Ocean to oil spills and industrialisation. The Prime Minister said, "This is coal, don't be afraid." We're not afraid, we're angry. We're angry that you're consigning us to what you admitted, Prime Minister, is a much harder country to live in. We have to stop arming the enemy. If these projects go ahead, we will be locking in decades of damage to our country. These projects alone will ensure that all climate targets will be missed. We will cook, we will be washed away, we will starve and we will die. You can't put the fire out while pouring more petrol on it. So you will hear the Greens continue to deliver a simple message between now and election day. No more coal and gas. When we're in balance of power after the election in the Senate and the House and have kicked the Liberals out, this will be our key demand. In this time of climate and environmental emergency, stop opening coal and gas mines. Now, commentators are saying that this election will be very close, and major media outlets are now routinely quoting Liberal and Labor Party insiders saying a minority parliament is likely. But whatever happens in the lower house, the Greens will be in balance of power in the Senate, potentially in our own right. We're being upfront about what we'll put on the table and push for in the next parliament. The Greens will kick the Liberals out and take climate action by stopping new coal and gas mines, and will tackle the cost of living by getting dental and mental health into Medicare, fixing the housing affordability crisis and wiping student debt.